We're adjusting our Master of Divinity degree at the seminary. We have a new working document called Vision 2020. It's not officially signed, sealed, approved, and stamped, but we're very close. We hope to be able to implement it in the fall of 2018. That means we're going to reduce the required academic credits from 90 down to 72, and that gives us more room for something that's very important, the family time, because so many of our students are now come to us married with a lot of children, and we've been listening for 10 years. They need more family time, because the other thing about vocations is we've got to have strong families, not just a well-trained priest, because the pressures on the priest family is enormous. So that's an important part. We also know that we've got to blend that practical side, so St. Vladimir's is becoming the first Orthodox Center for Clinical Pastoral Education. That's a supervised, nationally recognized program. It comes in several different flavors and jurisdictions and denominations. We're going to be the first Orthodox center. So all of our students will have the hospital experience. They can have specialized chaplaincy experiences, but the new thing that's coming down the pike is supervised field work. And that can be home-based from their own diocese, or it can be done locally in the New York metro area. The other thing that's connected to this adjustment is we're seeing another crisis that's not just domestic, but it's from abroad. And many people are unaware of this, but the Patriarchate of Alexandria, every single seminary on the African continent is now closed, including the largest one, Makarios Seminary in Kenya, because they were too dependent upon the Greek economy, and as the Greek economy collapsed, they've had to close. So we're taking a risk at St. Vladimir's by working with the Patriarchate to receive really the sort of cream of the crop and educating them here with a very clear understanding that they're going home. They're not going to stay in America, and hopefully they will come out with the degrees and the experience to reopen these seminaries and even beyond the seminary experience to become leaders in the various growth spots that we have on the African continent. So we created what's called the St. Cyprian of Carthage Fund. I have the brochure here. That anyone who wants to contribute to it, just mark that you're interested in supporting the African seminarians through this St. Cyprian of Carthage Fund. There wasn't a dollar in it when I created it. It was simply a name. But at the moment we have one Ugandan, two Nigerians that we, thank God, we've been able to fully fund. That's $15,000 per head every year. Next year we plan to accept 4 other qualified Africans, one from Kenya, 2 from Uganda, and 1 from Ghana. We've learned a lot of lessons in bringing these African seminarians, and we're also getting inquiries from other third world countries. So we've given it a real rethink, and we're going to provide a pathway instead of a 3-year MDiv program to possibly a 3.5 or a 4-year MDiv, and we're really beefing up the Writing Center. Now the Writing Center at the seminary was originally created for English second language students, but we received graduates, American graduates, from prestigious universities who can't write. We're seeing the first generation of students who cannot read cursive because it wasn't taught to them. How do you do primary research in the library when you can't read the diaries and things that are all done in cursive? So we've beefed up the Writing Center, and that's going to be a whole new experience for next year for both English second language students and for our own students who need help in learning how to write, and especially theological writing. So the thing that I'm asking for now, most fervently, is a recognition that we have a priest shortage. If we can just begin to come to terms with that, accept that, then ask for prayers for vocations, and then ask people to actually step it up to provide a financial pathway for these students to actually be prepared so they can come out as much debt-free as possible so they're ready to serve. We've got to be able to take a neighborhood that's changed to an entirely Hispanic neighborhood and put a Spanish-speaking priest in there to revitalize the parishes. The other ethnic groups with African Americans, the new immigration groups, all of these things are part of the challenge and the package, let alone planning new missions from scratch. That's something I've done 3 times in my life. Planted a church from scratch. All 3, thank God, are still going. But when you look at Krindach's map of the U.S. where Orthodoxy is found, there are these vast areas of white space. And that means we've got to be working there and getting these churches planted. So we're not just filling vacancies that are created by age demographic and retirements. We've got to expand and recover what does it mean that we are in fact the Orthodox Church, the evangelical church, the missional church that those bishops in 1938 were saying we would become in America when they founded St. Vladimir's.